Good morning, boys and girls, fifth graders. Today we are entering week 3 with lesson 19. You will work on this lesson on Monday and Tuesday. Our lesson this week is understanding supporting evidence. Our standard for this lesson is RI 8. Explain how an author uses reasons and evidence to support particular points in a text, identifying which reasons and evidence support which points. When you do opinion writing, you use reasons, points, and evidence to create a strong essay. Let's say you wanted to write an essay about why video games are good for students. That is the point you must support. To do this, you will give reasons. Video games are educational and entertaining. Then you will support each reason with specific facts or evidence. Some video games help improve students' memory and problem-solving skills. So today we're going to look at an activity, and as we look at the activity and read through the activity, I want you to keep in mind some key terms. I want you to look for these words in the lesson and use context clues to determine their meaning. Our key terms for this lesson are points, evidence, and reasons. So again, we're looking at iReady lesson 19. If you have the packet, I want you to follow along with me. If you do not have the packet, you can complete the work in a NEARPOD, and I will give you the code at the end of the video. So I'm going to give you a second to go and get your packet. All right, you should have your packet. Let's turn our packet to lesson 19, Understanding and Supporting Evidence. So our learning target for the lesson is to understand the reasons and evidence an author uses to support points, and this will help you better understand the text. When reading informational text, look for the points the author presents to convince you an idea is true. To figure out whether an author's point are supported, look for any reasons and evidence he or she supplies for each point. A reason is an explanation for why the idea might be true. A piece of evidence is a fact that can be proven to be true. Now, on our last screen, I told you to look for our keywords, points, reasons, and evidence. As we were reading through this first paragraph, I saw our learning target words, points. What do we think the word points mean? I'm going to give you a couple of seconds to look for context clues to tell you what a point is. Very good. The point is the idea that the author is talking about or want to try to convince you of. Now I want you to look and use context clues to figure out what the word reason means. Absolutely. The definition is right there in the text. A reason is an explanation for why the idea might be true. Our last key term. I want you to use context clues to figure out what the word evidence means. You all are so smart. Just like the word reason, the definition for evidence is right there in the text. A piece of evidence is a fact that can be proven true. So we're going to look at the comic strip below, and we're going to try to identify the reasons and evidence the girl gives for needing a secret code. So I want you to read through the comic strip. And as you're reading, I want you to point out the reasons. Remember, the reason is an explanation for why she might need this code. And then I want you to try to pick out the evidence, and the evidence is the fact that can be proven true as to why she needs this code. So I'm going to pause the video, and I want you to take some time to look through the comic strip and try to identify the reasons and the evidence. Okay, you're back. That means you were able to read through the comic strip and you were able to pick out some reasons and some evidence. So let's see how you did. We're going to look at our chart. So what have you learned about points, reasons, and evidence? We're going to complete the chart below for the comic strip on the previous page. So we're going to ask ourselves, what does the girl think? We know that she's thinking that, what? She needs a code. Then we're going to ask ourselves, why does she think this? Now that answer is not given. We're going to fill that in ourselves. Then we're going to find some evidence. What evidence supports her thinking? So we're going to find 3 pieces of evidence that are true about our character's thinking. So we have our point, and our point is she needs a code. Then we're going to find some reasons as to why she thinks she needs this code. And then we're going to find some evidence or some true points or details that support our reasons. So I want you to pause the video again, and I want you to take a few minutes to fill in our chart. Okay, so you've had some time to fill in the chart, and we're looking for what does the girl think, and that's given. She needs a code. You should have filled in some reasons she thinks she needs this code. And then you should have filled in some evidence to support your reasons. If you are going to NEARPOD, then this is the screen that you would actually complete the activity on. Let's look at our answers. So here we have our given answer. She needs a code. What is the reason that she thought she needed the code? Very good. If you put her little brother keeps reading her diary, that's a good reason to put a code on something. Now, what is the evidence as to why she thinks her brother keeps reading this diary? 1, her diary keeps moving around her room. 2, she keeps finding it open. She knows she's not leaving it open, so somebody must be leaving it open. And 3, her brother tells her to write more neatly. Now, how would her brother know to tell her to write more neatly if he wasn't actually reading the diary? So if you filled in your chart with the same answers that Miss Grant has, then you have done an excellent job. If you did not, I want you to go back and change your answers to the right answer so that you can use this as an example when you have to complete the activity on your own. So pause the video and correct your answers if you need to. Okay, so you've changed your answers, and if you didn't have to change any answers, good job. So let's recap the objective. So today's lesson was to get you to understand the reasons and evidence an author gives is to support a point and to guide you in finding evidence and reasons to a point in a text. And we did that when we read the comic strip about the girl who needed the code because her brother kept reading her diary, and we know her brother kept reading her diary because the diary kept moving, the diary was found open, and what? He told her to write more neatly. So you are going to complete an exit ticket. For those of you following along with the video, the link to the exit ticket is in the description below. Make sure you click it so that you get credit for today's lesson. If you are completing the activity in NEARPOD, you are going to do the exit ticket activity at the end of the slide. We're going to stop here and we're going to pick up tomorrow with the second half of the activity. So, if you are doing the NEARPOD code is, sorry, Miss Grant is moving it. The NEARPOD code is LSNPV. All right, I'll see you tomorrow.